Her voice, soft yet cutting, carried a sting I'd come to recognize. "Not tonight, please." Though whispered gently, those words pierced me like tiny blades wrapped in tenderness. I'd heard them too many times, each refusal shifting from a tired excuse into something deeper, an unspoken rejection, not only of my touch but of the man I was. The same man she once vowed to cherish. In the dim glow of our bedroom, I sat staring into the shadows, asking myself how much longer I could pretend our marriage was anything more than a hollow frame. Then one evening, her sister leaned close, her gaze locking onto mine, and uttered words that shattered my world. "What if I gave myself to you right now?" In that instant, everything I thought I knew collapsed into chaos. Once upon a time, my wife and I shared a love that felt indestructible. Our days were filled with laughter, late-night whispers, and dreams painted in bright colors as we wandered hand in hand through unfamiliar places. But time dulled that light. Small cracks deepened into gaping divides. Conversations faded, laughter disappeared, and even the simplest gestures of affection vanished. Our home became silent, broken only by our repeated dismissals. Not tonight. Each refusal cut deeper, a cruel reminder that the woman I'd promised forever to was drifting away. I tried convincing myself it was stress, the weight of life pressing down on her. But a quiet dread told me otherwise, that she had already left me in spirit, or worse, found comfort elsewhere. Those fears haunted me through sleepless nights. When her sister moved in because of a family emergency, I didn't think much of it. If anything, I hoped her presence might soften the heavy silence that lingered between us. And for a while, she did. She noticed the things my wife overlooked, asked questions my wife no longer cared to ask, and filled voids my wife had left empty. I didn't see the danger in those simple kindnesses, until one night changed everything. After another gentle rejection, I sat alone, feeling like a ghost in my own home. That's when her sister sat down beside me. For the first time in months, someone looked at me like I still mattered. "You deserve better than this," she said softly. Her words cut straight through me because I knew she was right, even if I hated admitting it. Then she leaned in, her voice trembling with something forbidden. "What if I gave myself to you right now?" My heart raced, my hands shook. My mind told me to walk away, but my soul, starving for connection, ached to listen, to believe I wasn't invisible. For one dizzy moment, I imagined giving in, soothing my loneliness with her touch. But then my vows, my promises, the man I wanted to be, all of it came rushing back stronger than temptation. I stood, trembling, and told her to stop, that it was wrong. She gave me a look, half pity, half defiance, before leaving me alone with a storm of guilt and relief. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her whisper echoed in my head, tangled with my wife's distance and my own near betrayal. I knew I couldn't go on pretending. I wasn't truly a husband anymore. I was just playing the part of one. So the next morning, I found the courage I'd been burying for months and sat my wife down. Without anger, just raw honesty, I laid everything bare. I told her I felt her withdrawal, that her constant refusals had cut me down piece by piece. I confessed what her sister had said, and then I asked plainly, did she still want this marriage, or had she already let it go? Her face drained of color. Her eyes darted away. And then she told me the truth I'd feared most. She had let go long ago. She had no desire to fight for us. Her words shattered me. But strangely, they also freed me. No more excuses. No more denial. Only truth. In that moment, I made my choice. I didn't lash out. I didn't fall into her sister's arms. I didn't let rage take over. Instead, I walked away broken but with my dignity intact. I realized in that revenge isn't always striking back. Sometimes the real revenge is refusing to let betrayal define you, refusing to let rejection erase your worth, choosing instead to rise from the wreckage. The days that followed were heavy, the silence crushing, the emptiness echoing through every corner of my life. But slowly I began to rebuild. I uncovered pieces of myself I'd lost in the shadows of neglect. I found strength in the quiet, peace in the truth, and a freedom I hadn't felt in years. For the first time, my worth wasn't tied to someone else's love. Looking back, I don't see a man destroyed by rejection. I see a man who faced temptation and resisted, who confronted betrayal with honesty, who endured rejection and still stood tall. That decision became the foundation for the life I live now, a life built on truth and self-respect, not lies or fleeting temptations. And the greatest lesson I carry is this: the ones who should love you most can also hurt you the deepest, but their choices don't define your value. Rejection doesn't have to ruin you. You always have the power to rise, to rebuild, to reclaim your dignity. That, more than any whispered temptation in the dark, is true strength, and perhaps the purest form of revenge.